He waited in his room while the boys arranged for a car to take him to the airport. The day was grey and cold, and steam hissed in the radiators. He would take only a suitcase, mostly clothes and some books. He checked the closet to see for his manuscripts were in order. Kirtanananda would take care of his things in the apartment. He sat down at his desk where, for more than 6 months, he had sat so many times, working for hours at the typewriters, preparing his Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, where he had sat talking to so many guests and to his followers. But today, he would not be talking with friends or typing a manuscript, but waiting last few minutes alone before his departure. This was his second winter in the New York. He had launched a movement of Krishna consciousness. A few sincere boys and girls had joined. They were already well known on the Lower East Side, many notices in the newspaper, and it was only the beginning. He had left Vrindavan for this. At this, he had not been certain whether he would stay in America more than 2 months. In Butler, he had presented his books, but then in New York, he had seen how Dr. Mistro had developed things, and Mayavadis had a big building. They were taking money and not even delivering the real message of the Gita. But the American people were looking. Hare Krishna, so Prabhu, shall I stop here?
Okay, it's up to you, Prabhu. Do you want to stop there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen for the...
Okay. Yes. For the waves, yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 4, chapter number 28, and verse 50, text number 50. Itim darumayim chitva tasyam patyu kalevaram adipya chanu marane vilapanti manodade. Chittam darumayim chitva tasyam patyu kalevaram adipya chanu marane vilapanti manodade. Chittim darumayim chitva tasyam patyu kalevaram adipya chanu marane vilapanti manodade. Chittim darumayim chitva tasyam patyu kalevaram adipya chanu marane vilapanti manodade. So devotees, if you want to read this verse, please do so. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Chitim darumayim chitva tasyam patyu kalevaram adipya cha anumarane vilapanti manodade. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, yeah, I'm also playing.
Yes, Prabhu.
Chitim darumayim chitva tasyam patyu kalevaram adipya chanu marane vilapanti manodade.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Chitim darumayim chitva tasvam potyu kalevaram adipya chanu marane vilapanti manodade. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. May I
Hare Krishna,
clap, please?
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
चित्तिं दारुमयीं चित्वा तस्यां पत्यो कलेवरम् अदीप्य चानुमरणे विलपन्ति मनोदधे. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. I am also
Janatanam Sitanandini Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Chitting daru moing chitva tasyang patu kalevaram adippo chanu marane bilopanti manodadhe. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'm trying to.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Chittim darumayim chitva tasyam patyu kalevaram adipya chan anumarane vilapanti manodadhe. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Okay, someone can read
Prabhu, Hare
the.
Krishna. Hare
Yes,
Krishna, Prabhu.
please.
I'll read the synonyms. Thank you.
Okay, Mataji.
Synonym by Srila Prabhupada teaching. Chitim funeral fire. Daru mayim made with wood. Chitva having piled up. Tasyam on that. Patyu of the husband. Kalevaram body. Dipya having ignited. Cha also. Anumarane to die along with him. Valipanti lamenting. Mana her mind. Dade fixed. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And someone can read the translation, please.
May I, Prabhuji, please?
Okay, Mataji, please. Yeah.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. She then prepared a blazing fire with firewood and placed the dead body of her husband upon it. When this was finished, she lamented severely and prepared herself to perish in the fire with her husband. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. And someone can read the purport, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is a long-standing tradition of the Vedic system that a faithful wife dies along with her husband. This is called Shamaran. In India, this system was prevalent even to the date of British occupation. At that time, however, a wife didn't wish to die with her husband was sometimes forced to do so by her relatives. Formerly, that was not the case. The wife used to enter the fire voluntarily. The British government stopped this practice, considering it inhuman. However, from the early history of India, we find that when Maharaja Pandu died, he was survived by two wives, Madri and Kunti. The question was whether both should die or one should die. After the death of Maharaja Pandu, his wife settled that one should remain and the other should go. Madri would perish with her husband in the fire, and Kunti would remain to the devoted wife, remain to take charge of the 5 Pandav children. Even as late as 1936, we saw a devoted wife voluntarily enter the fire of her husband. This indicates that devotee's wife must be prepared to act in such a way. Similarly, a devoted disciple of the spiritual master would rather die with the spiritual master than fail to execute the spiritual master's mission. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes down upon this world to re-establish the principle of religion, so his representative, the spiritual master, also comes to re-establish religious principle. It is the duty of the disciple to take charge of the mission of the spiritual master and execute it properly. Otherwise, the disciple should decide to die along with the spiritual master. In other words, To execute the will of the spiritual master, the disciple should be prepared to lay down his life and abandon all personal consideration. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Radha Govinda Goswami Niti Namine Namaste Prabhupada Devam Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Sunyavadi Gram Bhajanya Nistarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Sunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Thank you all the devotees for joining us today, this morning. So yes, we are reading verse number 50, and this is a verse in which it is mentioned how um, the wife of what was the name of the husband who died?
Maladhaj.
Bharadwaja.
Malayadhaj. Yeah. Malayadhwaja. Malayadhwaj. He was a great devotee, Malayadhwaj. And we know that Puranjana, who had become a female, had become a woman because of constantly thinking about the wife in the previous life, and also thinking about the wife at the time of death. So Puranjan, this is the story of Puranjan, and Puranjan becomes a woman. So Puranjan was thinking about his wife at the time of death. So Puranjan becomes a female, and her name is, he is born as a female, as a daughter of, what's the name of the father?
Vidarbha.
Videha. Videha is the father, and in the name, of course, because the Vide is the father, the name of the father is Videha. Her name is Vaidehi. What's the name?
Vaidehi or Vaidharvi.
Vaidharvi, sorry. Vaidharvi, sorry. Not Vidarbhi. The name is Vidarbhi. Of course, we know that one of the Vide's daughter is, what was the name of Sita Mata?
Videhi.
Vaidehi. But this one is Vaidarbhi. So Vaidarbhi is the daughter of Videha, and previously she was a man. She was known as Puranjan. Of course, we know that Lord Krishna talks about this in the Bhagavad Gita, and now we can see this is another example of someone becoming a woman because of thinking of a woman in the at the time of death. So the one good thing happened to this lady, whose name is Vaidharbi. One good thing, what's the great thing that has happened?
Her husband is devotee.
Very nice. The husband is a pure devotee. So one great thing has happened to her. The husband is a pure devotee, and the other thing is that
She got the 7 sons, like 7 devotional service, and one daughter who is always looking for Krishna. Her eyes is looking for Krishna only.
Krishna, black eyes means looking for Krishna. Very nice, yeah. So the children were very nice. She has got a very nice sons, 7 sons and 1 daughter. All devotee children, and also the husband is a devotee, and also anything else?
Yeah, the 7 sons indicates the 7 process of 9 devotional service, that is Savanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Sharanam, Padashevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasham, Shakkaman, Atmanive. So out of 9, so 7 were the represents the sons, 7 sons.
The first 7, yeah. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam,
Dasham.
Dasyam.
Yeah.
Sakyam and Atma Nivedanam, Prabhupada says not on those 2, but up till the 7. The 7, those are the 7 sons. 7 sons representing 7 kinds of devotional service. And one more thing is that she got an opportunity to serve
her husband.
The husband, and she was in a service mood. She was saving the husband, because sometimes one may have a devotee husband, but may not save the devotee husband. Isn't it true?
Yes.
There are examples, and we have got a modern example, our Prabhupada. Isn't it true?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
So there are some cases where husbands are devotees, but wives don't save them. So it's their great misfortune, of course. So here, the special thing about Puranjana, who became Vaidarbi, is that Vaidarbi was very, she had the service attitude, and she was serving the husband very nicely. And the husband, of course, the children were all devotees. And the husband has died now. So what she is doing is, he is preparing because she is in the forest with the husband only, there's no one else around. And she's preparing to burn the body. And this system was always there, like the body would normally be burnt. And this is a better way of doing the final rites, destroying the body. Why is it better than burying it?
For detachment.
Yes, very nice. Because the soul is so attached to the body. And sometimes after death, it's again and again coming towards the body, the soul, and of course in the subtle body. So it is best for the body to be destroyed, not for the sannyasis, because they are not attached to the body, but for the general people, it's best to burn the body or cremate the body, so that the final attachments to the body could be finished. Yes, so she was preparing this funeral fire. Chittim is it's very similar to Chittim. So funeral pyre or chitta. Sometimes we call it chitta. Isn't it true? Chitta.
Yeah, chitta.
Chitta daru mayim chitva. Daru mayim is made up of
Wood.
Daru. Wood. Yeah, wood. So wood was used for preparing the what do you call chitta?
Chitta.
So wood was like piled up. Chitva means piled up. Wood was piled up, and I'm sure most of you have seen how the wood is piled up for the chitta. So there's a lot of wood is placed one on top of the other, and then there's enough height. Wood is placed till a certain height, so that there's enough of the wood for burning the dead body. And this is actually a Vedic system. And then nowadays, of course, there's different kinds of burning. What do they use in the funeral homes? They use gas, isn't it? Electric burner they use. Electric burner is just like very much like oven. They push the body just like they push some some plate of, something to bake, isn't it true? They put it in some sort of thing and then push it in, and they turn on, just like they're turning on the oven, and then the body starts burning. So they don't use wood, they use gas, and then overheat, like the heat, it's so much that it starts burning, electric heating or gas heating. And that's the system. But in a Vedic system, it will be done open outside, and not at the press of a button, but it will be done by who will do the burning.
Yeah, fire.
Normally the sun, of course the fire will do the burning,
Elders
and the sun will do the final rites, burn the body. Sometimes, that's not the sun. Sometimes someone else does this. Actually, we know that one person was very, very fortunate, although not in a human body, but got a chance to be, got a chance for his body to be burned by the Lord himself, Lord Ramachandra.
Jatayu.
Jatayu's funeral rites were performed by Lord Ramachandra. Jatayu's body was burned by Lord Ramachandra. And we know that Putana's body was, cut into small, small pieces, and it was burned by
Lord Krishna.
The Brajvasis. Lord Krishna was a baby, And but the Brajvasis burned the body of Putana, cut into small, small pieces, and then they put just like the Chitta, and then burned the body, Putana's body. And we know that Haridas Thakur, the Namacharya Haridas Thakur, his body was burned by
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
Lord
did the
Chaitanya.
final rite. So some people are very, very fortunate that the Lord himself actually, or the devotees of the Lord actually perform the final rites. So, and we know that there is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that one may be a great person. Deva Sangitam apyante krimi vidbhasma sangitam. Deva Sangitam apyante krimi vidbhasma sangitam. Even if one is a great person, like a devata, as great as a devata, Deva Sangitam apyante krimi vidbhasma sangitam. What will happen at the end? Ante krimi vidha vista bhasma sangitam. What will be the name given to this dead body, this body at the end?
Bhashma.
Krimi, krish, bhasma. It becomes bhasma.
Ashes.
Whatever it is, ashes, yeah. Bhasma. Krimi means?
Worms.
Worms, yeah. Krimi vid vista. Bhasma means
Yes, the stool.
stool. Krimi vid bhasma sangitam. It turns into stool or ashes, or, it, like if some animal eats the body, it becomes stool, or it's burned, it becomes ashes. And if it is eaten, if it is left to decompose, then it turns into krimi, worms. So that's what happens to the body. But here, where there be is with the husband, and no one is around at that time. And then we will see that someone comes there, and who is everywhere, and who comes later on?
Paramatma, soul.
Paramatma, the soul, the super soul, who is always with the soul. Lord Krishna says that I am always with the Atma. He is always Upadrashta Anumanta Cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Paramatmeti Chapikta Desmin Purusha Para. He is always situated in the body, and he is always waiting for the living entities to turn towards him. So here, Hitim Daru Mayim Titwa. So he piled up all the wood on one on top of the other. Must have been may not have been easy for her, but somehow but she's in the forest, so she collected the wood. She must have collected the wood and prepared the funeral pyre. And then Tasyam Patyu Kalevaram. What she did was, on that she placed the Kalevaram, or the body of who?
Of her husband.
Patyu means the husband. Pati. So place the body of the husband on the funeral pyre. Although the husband is not there, but only the body is there. The husband who was living in the body has
Dehi.
left. Sorry, bro?
Dehi embodies.
Yeah, Dehi. Or the Dehi is the body. Dehi is the husband actually who has left. As soon as the death happens, then the soul leaves the body. The soul has left the body. It's only the body, Kalevaram. And it's mentioned here, Tasyam Patyuhu Kalevaram. So place the body of the husband on top of that. Must have been hard for Vaidarbi, because putting the funeral, setting up the funeral pyre and then placing the body, it's not that easy, isn't it true?
Yes.
It's not easy to lift a dead body.
Body becomes heavy.
Yeah, body becomes heavy, and it's not that easy to lift the body and place it on the funeral pyre. But she did that, it's mentioned. She did it. No one else. Tasyam Patyu Kalevaram. And Adipya Chanu Marane. And also she's preparing to Anu Marane. Anu Marane. Marane means death of someone, but Anu Marane means like Anusmaran. Anusmaran. Similarly, we have
Sahamaran.
Anumaran.
Around death.
Yes, Mataji?
Around death?
Anu means
Sahamaran.
following. Yeah,
Following.
Anu means following. So following the death of the husband, she wants to follow.
Okay.
Anuja, Anumaran, Anusmaran,
Anugavan.
Anukirtan. Means Kirtan following Kirtan. After Kirtan, what follows is Kirtan. So that's Anu means after, following. So Anumarane, Cha Anumarane. So after the death of the husband, she is also accepting to die. And we have Prabhupada also mentioning that this has been the system formerly. Of course, when they started forcing the women to die with the husband, then that system was removed. But it was the system previously, and there are examples in the scriptures. We know, of course, we know that Sati is also one of them who actually. Who was Sati? The wife of
Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva. Her name is Sati, but we know that she actually destroyed her body herself. It's not on a funeral pyre, but she died by creating the fire from her own body, and then she died. But her name is, of course, Sati, and she also decided to chose to give up her body not because the husband had died, but because the husband had been insulted.
Insulted you by the
because the husband was insulted, and insult is as bad as
Death.
Death. Yeah. So husband has been badly insulted, and she could not tolerate that. And therefore, she gave up the body. Sati. And there's also other examples in the scriptures. We know this, what's her name? Kunti Maharani and Madri. Both of them were wives of Pandu Maharaj. Prabhupada is giving that example. Kunti Maharani was the older queen, and the younger one was Madri. And we know that through the mantra that was given to Kunti Maharani by Suryadev, they were able to get 5 sons. So Kunti Maharani had how many sons?
3.
5.
Yeah, Kunti Maharani had 3, and then Madri had 2.
2.
A total of 5 sons. And we know that they were living in the forest. So Maharaj Pandu had gone to the forest, and he was very, very renounced right from the beginning. He was not interested in the kingdom. And when they were living in the forest, we know that Pandu Maharaj was hunting in the forest, and he accidentally killed one mriga and mrigi, one male and the female deer. Actually, they were sons of some rishi, and both of them had been accepted the form of animal, deer and male and female deer, mrig and mrigi, and they were uniting with each other. At that time, they just just by accepting the body of animals, and we know that Pandu Maharaj killed both of them accidentally. But before they died, the male deer, whose name was, does anyone remember the name? Kingdom. What was the name of the rishi? Kingdom rishi. What is the name?
Kingdom?
Yeah, Kingdom rishi. A Kingdom rishi. And he cursed Pandu Maharaj that if you do the same, if you get closer to your one of your wives and you unite with them, then you will straight away die. And that's what happened. We know that Madri once Arjuna on Falgun Purnima, there was a celebration going on, and that was birthday of whom? Falgun Purnima.
Gauranga Mahaprabhu.
Yes, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, but also another person.
Buddha.
Falguni is Arjuna's name.
Arjuna. Okay.
So it was Arjuna's Janamdin, birthday. And this is mentioned in the Mahabharata. This Mahabharata Adi Parva. We have 18 Parvas in Mahabharata. In the Adi Parva, just like we have Adi Lila, Madhya Lila, Anta Lila. So Adi means the first Parva of Mahabharata. In the Adi Parva, 124th chapter, yes, I think 124th chapter, 124th or 125th chapter, it's mentioned how what was going on at that time. So there was a festival going on. Not festival, actually, all the Brahmanas were invited, because that's what they used to do during the anyone's birthday. They would give a lot of charity to the Brahmanas. So all the Brahmanas were given, brought, and they were living surrounded by Brahmanas in the forest. And the Kunti Maharani got busy, saving the Brahmanas and feeding the Brahmanas, and she did not pay much attention, because she was otherwise she would always make sure that that Pandu doesn't actually break the conditions of the case. And so that day she got busy, and she did not could not she was not aware that Pandu Maharaj actually had gone out of that place with Madri, and he became a bit attracted to her, and then he couldn't control himself, and although Madhuri, said, tried to, say this is not the right thing to do and it will be very dangerous for him, still he couldn't control himself. And then we know that because of the case, he had to die like that. And then after the death, so now Kunti Maharani wanted to accept the sati right, but Madhuri said, no, you will be able to look after the children better. And the sages actually advised them not to take accept the sati right. Both of them said, you have children and the children are young, so do not accept the sati right. But Madhuri was, she wanted to, and she was also disturbed because of her husband leaving her body, and she was also thinking that she was the cause of it as well. And Madhuri finally decided to accept the sati right, and then all the 5 children were looked after by Kunti Maharani. Later on, of course, we know that. So Madhuri accepted the sati right, as it's mentioned in the Mahabharata. So that's Prabhupada is actually giving an example. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So yes, and then Prabhupada also, so Tasyam Patyu Kalevaram, place the husband on the funeral pyre, and Adipya Chanu Marane. So, and she's getting ready to also enter the fire and die. This is called Sati right. And Anu Marane means die with the husband. The husband dies and the wife dies, not at the same time as the husband, but following the death of the husband, when the funeral is performed on that particular, at that time, the wife dies. Actually, previously it was done as soon as the death happened, and we can see here. And and then she's getting ready to burn the dead body and then die herself. And Vilapanti Manodade, and she is also lamenting very badly here. So that's why Vilapanti, Vilap Karna. Vilap Karna means not only being disturbed in the mind, but also speaking. Sometimes you see people, when someone dies, they are speaking. They're not only disturbed mentally, but they're also speaking about that person who had died. Have you heard of this? Or you've seen this happen?
Yes.
People, talk about the person and say that you're such a nice person. You did this, you did that. You had promised this. You wanted to do this. You had plans to do this. Of course, most of them talk about material things, but there's a common sight. And so Vilapanti Manodade, and she had actually also. There's no one there at this point, but we know that one good thing. Prabhupada also talks about the guru and disciple. The disciple should die with the guru if the disciple is not prepared to. What is Prabhupada saying? If the disciple is not prepared to execute the mission of
the spiritual master,
then they should also accept that. Prabhupada says this, then they should be prepared to lay down their life and abandon all personal considerations. Prabhupada is saying, the mission of the spiritual master is very, very important. And Prabhupada showed by his own example how important it is to follow the instructions of the spiritual master. He does it himself. So here we can see that Chittam Daru Mayam Kitva Tasyam Patya Kalevaram Adipya Chanu Marane Vilapanti Manodade. So just by the important thing is she got a chance to save the husband and get the maximum benefit. And because she saved the husband, then we'll see what happens in later verses. What happens in the later verses? Lord actually comes as
the super soul.
Super
friend.
super soul, Paramatma.
Friend,
Paramatma
yeah.
comes.
Brahman.
Paramatma comes and begins speaking to her. This is because of the mercy of the Lord, the special mercy. We can see also the how Kardam Rishi was saved by whom?
Devahuti.
Devahuti was a princess and was the daughter of Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu had 3 daughters, Akuti, Devahuti, and Prasuti, and 2 sons, Priyavrat and Uttanpad. And Devahuti, although she was a princess, she saved the husband very nicely. She didn't even care about herself, and lived in the forest. And husband was busy meditating, and she kept saving the husband, not caring about her own body. And then we know that Kardamuni was very, very pleased with the service of Devahuti, and we know that he, by his Yog Bali, created a mansion. And then later on, because of her service to the husband, she got the association of who? The Lord.
His son Kopil Muni.
Kapil.
Yeah, Kapil Muni was actually, the Lord actually
The Lord.
appeared as the son. So he got a chance to get instructions directly from the Lord because of her saving someone who's actually performing devotional service. And here, another example is Vedarvi. Although she was very, very attached to the husband, of course, but she was saving the husband very nicely, and the husband was a devotee, and because of that, she gets a chance to be instructed by the Lord in the form of Paramatma. So you can see how fortunate she was. In one sense, not fortunate because of the previous life being too attached to karma kand activities previously, but in this life she was Puranjan was very fortunate. Even though she had a form of Vedarbi, she had all the favorable conditions to achieve perfection. Good husband, and also good children, very nice children, all devotees, and the service attitude that she had, because saving a devotee will always give one perfection, because sadhu sangha sarva
Siddhi hai.
Siddhi hai.
shastra ka hai, love matra sadhu sang
No? Sarva Siddhi.
sarva siddhi hai. And she got a chance to save the husband till the point of his death. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Such a nice explanation. Thank you so much. It's so much deep into it. Yeah, you digged out everything right from the beginning to understand the real meaning of this text and understanding the thing so deeply. Thank you so much. It's so deep in, yeah. So it's very important to understand the deeper meaning of this text, particularly this one. Superficially, I was trying to understand, it didn't catch my attention, but after the discussion from you, it's so deep and so sound. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Yes, anyone? If you don't want to have, if you don't have a question, but you can say what you What are some of the things we can learn from this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, that I
Hare Krishna.
learned and stuck in my mind that devotional service is so important in our life.
Mm.
With devotional service, we can see the Lord.
Mm. Very nice. With
Thank-
devotional service, we can see the Lord.
Yes.
So we can see the husband was such a great devotee and he achieved perfection. He was Mahabhagavat, of course. And we can see if we read the earlier part, how great he was. And then we can see that saving the devotee, and that's also devotional service,
Yeah.
saving a devotee. And it's so important. Yeah. Thank you, Madhav.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And the other things, it shows the relationship between a devotee and spiritual master, how important to carry out the instruction of the spiritual master. So we must emphasize the instruction of the spiritual master is so important for us.
Mm.
It leads us to understand the deeper meaning of our spiritual journey, and that we must follow in each and every word, systematically and sincerely.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Yes, we can see also Arjuna. Lord Krishna actually spoke the whole Bhagavad Gita, but then Lord Krishna asked Arjuna, and then Arjuna actually said that Karishya Vachanam Tava,
Yeah.
I will act according to your instructions. Accepting Lord Krishna as a guru is good. Karpanya doshopahata swabhava prichhami tvam dharma sammuda cheta yachriya syanishitam bruhitan me sishyasteham sadimam tvam prabannam. I'm your sishya. Please instruct me. So instructing is good. But then important is following the
Following up.
Yes. Instruction of the spiritual master.
Yeah, following the instruction of the spiritual master. Kachit etatchutam partha to ekagrena cheta kachit agyana samoha pranashta saranandya and the nashta moha smriti labda. Tat prasadan maya chuta stitosmi gada sandeha karishye
Vachanam.
Vachanam tavam.
vachanam tava. Lord Krishna attentively heard, he said, yes, yes, I've heard everything. And my ignorance is dispelled now. And I will act according to your instructions. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. And Mataji, yes, anything else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, it is very important for the wife to follow when the husband is a devotee. It is very important for the wife to help her husband, so that that is a duty as a chaste wife, to strictly serve her husband, who is as good as spiritual master. And in this way, it is part of her devotional service, and this gives her an opportunity to go back to the Godhead as well.
Yeah, very nice, Prabhu. The husband gets the whatever destination the is accepted by the husband, or whichever whichever gati the husband has, the same gati the wife will also have. Wife will also have here. If the wife saves the husband, there's a requirement. The wife must save the husband, then she becomes qualified to get the same result as the
husband.
Yeah. Important thing is service. By service, she can get the same result, same destination, achieve the same destination. Anything else? Thank you, Abhicharan Das Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, just I have one question.
Yes, Madhav.
So, wife will serve the husband if husband is devotee or not?
Wife will serve the?
So, wife will serve to husband if he is devotee. Otherwise, she cannot serve to her husband.
No, otherwise, if she is a the husband is not a devotee, then the wife should also serve the husband.
Yes.
By giving prasadam, cooking and giving prasadam. Like we see that Mandodari,
Yes.
Mandodari was such a chaste lady.
His wife, yeah.
Yeah, and Ravan he doesn't believe in the Lord. He's a Rakshasa. And he's demonic, and he doesn't want to follow the Lord. But Mandodari keeps guiding. Mandodari knows that Lord Rama is a supreme, is a personality of Godhead, and keeps advising the husband again and again, again and again. So that is the duty. That's how you save the husband. You give good instructions, you are a devotee, so you know if you are a devotee and the husband is not, save the husband, and then later on, most of the time you see that husbands actually become devotees after wife becomes devotees, and a lot of Matajis actually share this experience with us, that the husband actually never wanted to go to the temple, but after some time started coming to the temple, and then they also take initiation. Isn't it true? Many devotees
Yes, Prabhu.
share their experience like that. The husband becomes devotee later. First, the wife becomes devotee. So if the wife is devotee, wife is, by even cooking prasadam and having a devotional environment, having some kirtan or something, singing kirtan, reminding husband all the time. That's also service. You are saving in a different way, but you are saving. And then eventually the husband will become a devotee. Or at least, if not this life, then next life, that association will bring about the results.
Thank you, Prabhu. Just one
Yes,
example is
Madhav.
coming in my mind, that once chaste wife, her husband was demoniac mentality or demon, but because the husband went to the fight or some, yes, and wife used to so wife is taking vow or praying, but Lord came and cursed, means she cursed the Lord. Something is coming. I cannot remember that incident. Do you remember, Prabhu, that?
Yeah, Vrinda.
Vrinda, yes.
Yeah,
Become Salagram Sila, yeah.
Jalandhar and Vrinda.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, yeah.
Jalandhar was a demon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Vrinda, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu, yeah.
Yeah, that's a story, yeah. Vrinda was, very devoted to the husband. But the husband was a demon, of course, yeah. And then Mandodari is another example. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we just by good instructions and by saving and giving prasadam, you are actually doing your service. And they will definitely, will actually advance in their consciousness. They'll become more and more Krishna conscious. Just by associating with the wife who is a devotee. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Anything else, anyone?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dharma Pranam.
No,
Thank you for unpacking this nice verse. Just a side comment. If the wife is also serving the husband, but the husband is also indirectly serving the wife who has become a devotee, because he is providing the resources for house maintenance. So in that way, he's unknowingly serving the devotee. So he's also getting some kripa.
Yes, correct. Yeah. That's like a gap, yeah, because he's supplying, maybe working and getting all the ingredients, and wife is offering to the Lord. So indirectly, his money is being used in the service of the Lord, and indirectly, the place that he's maintaining is used in the service of the Lord. So yes, he's getting agyat sukriti, definitely.
He's getting double seva, double mercy.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Also,
so, yeah. Yes, Prabhuji?
No, one side question. In like quite a Hindu traditions, the female member of the family is not able to give the final rites. Normally, the son or the male member. But here we see Vidarbhi is getting ready to she's doing the final rites. So it's like
it's like ritualistic that only the male members should follow sometime.
No. There is in the Puranas, actually, we have discussed this in very much quite a detail in our Zoom programs. There are different. If the sun is there, then sun does it. If the sun is not there, then there's other people who can do. It's there in the scriptures. So it's not necessarily here. In this case, there's no one else to perform the final rites, so wife has to do it. But if the sons are all there, because he has got how many sons? 7 sons and a daughter. But they have taken vanaprastha. They've gone to the forest already. So, and they're in the forest, and they're not with the family. So the sons, although he has got sons, he did not have to call the sons to do it. Or she did not have to call the sons to do it. 7 sons. 7, yeah, 7. She does it herself here because it's in the forest and she has to do it quickly. So there are some provisions given in the scriptures.
Thank you, bro.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all the devotees. Shri Shri Radha Girdhari Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Shri Gaunitai Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatarubhascha
Rubyascha
kripa
kripa sindhubhya eva cha
patitanam
patitanam
pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
namo namaha Anantakoti
Koti
Vaishnav
Vaishnava
ki
ki
jai
jai.
Krish
His
Maharaj
grace
Prabhu ki jai Sri
jai.
Prabhupada ki jai Gaur
Jai.
Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Glories to assemble devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.